My child, stop for a moment, do not let this message pass you by. Don't skip, because what you are about to hear connects directly to the title that brought you here. Your person was crying in secret, hiding emotions from everyone around them, believing no one would ever understand what was happening inside their heart. Then, without warning, someone spoke your name, and in that single moment, everything changed. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and every moment from here carries a piece of the story you were meant to hear. Your person had been pretending that everything was fine. They smiled when others expected them to smile. They answered questions without revealing what was truly inside them. Yet when they were finally alone, when the noise faded and nobody was watching, the truth appeared in quiet tears. They were not crying because they were weak. They were crying because some feelings had become too heavy to hide any longer. The strange part is this, while those tears were falling, they were not thinking about hundreds of different memories. Their heart kept returning to one familiar place. Again and again, your presence appeared inside their thoughts. Even when they tried to focus on something else, somehow your memory returned with greater strength. Don't skip now, because the next part of this story is where everything begins to change. At first, they refused to admit what those emotions meant. They convinced themselves it would disappear. They believed time would erase every unanswered feeling. But every passing day only made the silence louder. Every ordinary moment somehow reminded them of you in unexpected ways. A familiar song, a familiar street. Even a random conversation became another reminder that something inside them was unfinished. Then something happened that nobody planned. Someone entered the room without knowing what had already been happening behind the scenes. There was no dramatic announcement. There was no preparation. It sounded like an ordinary conversation, until that person casually mentioned your name. Everything stopped. The tears stopped. The silence changed. Your person's breathing changed. For just a few seconds, it felt as though time itself had paused. The person speaking noticed something unusual immediately. They realized your person's expression had completely changed after hearing your name. It was impossible to ignore. It was impossible to hide. That simple question followed. Why did you react like that? Your person tried to answer quickly. They tried to smile. They tried to pretend nothing had happened. But hearts often reveal what words cannot hide. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and this is only the beginning. The conversation became quieter. Instead of changing the subject, that person gently continued asking questions. Not to judge. Not to pressure. Only to understand why one single name carried so much emotion. Your person looked away. For the first time in a long time, they stopped fighting the truth inside themselves. The walls they had carefully built around their hearts slowly began to crack. Sometimes the greatest turning points do not arrive with loud voices. They arrive through one simple sentence spoken at exactly the right moment. That was the moment. Your name became the key that unlocked emotions your person had hidden from everyone. No one expected it. Not even your person. As the conversation continued, memories returned one after another. Small moments they thought they had forgotten suddenly became clear again. Words you once shared. Kindness they never thanked you for. Times when they wished they had spoken differently. Opportunities they believed were gone forever. Each memory became stronger than the last. Each memory carried more emotion than before. Don't skip, because the biggest revelation has not arrived yet. The person sitting beside them quietly listened without interruption. Sometimes the greatest gift someone can offer is simply listening while another heart finally tells the truth. Your person slowly admitted something they had never spoken aloud before. No matter how hard I try, I still think about them. Those words felt lighter after being spoken. For the first time, the burden they had carried alone no longer remained hidden. something shifted inside them. Hope, which had almost disappeared, quietly returned. Not because everything had already changed, but because they finally stopped running from what their own heart already knew. Now listen carefully. Many people believe that life changes only through huge events. But sometimes everything changes because one name is spoken at the perfect moment. Your name became that moment. Your name interrupted sadness. Your name interrupted silence. Your name interrupted fear. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. There is another part of this story that few people ever notice. While your person was reflecting on every memory, they also began asking themselves questions they had avoided for a very long time. What if I misunderstood everything? What if I walked away too soon? What if this story was never truly finished? Those questions became impossible to ignore. Every answer seemed to lead back toward you. Not because someone forced them, but because their own heart continued pointing in the same direction. If these words are reaching you today, take a quiet moment and let this message settle inside your thoughts. Sometimes a story appears exactly when someone needs encouragement to keep believing that unseen chapters are still being written. Before this part ends, I want you to do one simple thing. If you are listening right now, write your angel number in the comments below. Many people find comfort in sharing that small sign, and you may encourage someone else who needed to see it today. Don't leave yet. Don't skip. Stay till the end of this journey, because the next chapter reveals what happened after your person finally accepted the truth they had been hiding for so long, and what they decided to do next changed far more than anyone expected. Before another second passes, listen carefully. Because the story has reached the moment that nobody saw coming. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The tears that your person tried so hard to hide had finally stopped, but the silence inside them had become even louder. After hearing your name, they could no longer pretend that nothing had changed. They walked away from that conversation carrying one question that refused to leave their mind. Why does hearing that one name still make my heart feel alive? They searched for another explanation. They tried to convince themselves it was only a passing emotion. But every answer they invented disappeared the moment they closed their eyes. Your name continued echoing through every thought they had. Later that day, something unexpected happened again. Someone who knew nothing about their hidden emotions started talking about second chances. It was not planned. It was not directed toward them. It was simply an ordinary conversation. Yet every sentence felt strangely personal. Your person became unusually quiet. They realized they had spent so much time protecting themselves that they had never admitted what their own heart had been whispering all along. Sometimes the greatest truth arrives quietly, and when it does, it becomes impossible to ignore. Don't skip now, because the next few moments changed everything inside them. They went back to a place where they could finally be alone. No distractions. No conversations. No pretending. They sat there replaying every meaningful memory connected to you. The moments they once believed were small suddenly became unforgettable. A smile they had overlooked. A conversation they thought meant nothing. A kind gesture they never appreciated enough. Suddenly every memory carried new meaning. It was as though invisible pieces of a puzzle had finally started fitting together. Then something remarkable happened. Instead of asking themselves why they still remembered you, they began asking a completely different question. What if this connection was never meant to disappear? That single question changed the direction of every thought that followed. It no longer felt like regret. It no longer felt like confusion. It felt like clarity slowly replacing uncertainty. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The next revelation is one that very few people ever experience. Your person stopped focusing on what had gone wrong and started remembering everything that had gone right. They realized your kindness had never been ordinary. Your patience had never been ordinary. Your presence had brought peace during moments they never fully appreciated until it was gone. Sometimes people only recognize the value of light after sitting in darkness for far too long. If these words are touching your heart, pause for 1 second and write your angel number in the comments. Someone reading it today may find hope through your simple message. Keep listening, because the story is only becoming stronger. That night felt different. The room was exactly the same, yet everything inside your person had changed. They looked toward the future instead of running from the past. For the first time in a very long while, hope quietly replaced hesitation. They understood that some names are not easily forgotten because they were never meant to be forgotten. Some people leave a mark that time cannot erase. The more they accepted that truth, the more peaceful they became. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The following morning brought another surprise. Without searching for it, your person came across something that reminded them of you again. It could have been a familiar place, a meaningful phrase, or a simple memory returning without warning. This time they did not look away. They smiled. That smile surprised even them. It was the first genuine smile they had experienced in a long time. At that very moment, they understood something they had refused to believe before. Their feelings had never truly disappeared. They had only been hidden beneath fear and silence. As they accepted this truth, another realization appeared. They began wondering whether you had ever felt the same connection. They wondered if somewhere, somehow, your thoughts had also returned to them without explanation. Those questions stayed with them throughout the day, growing stronger with every passing hour. Their heart no longer wanted excuses. Their heart wanted honesty. There is one more detail you cannot miss. The person who had casually spoken your name earlier noticed a remarkable transformation. The sadness was no longer the same. The hopeless expression had faded. Something brighter had taken its place. They quietly smiled because they realized that one simple conversation had awakened emotions your person had buried for far too long. Sometimes a single name changes an entire story. Stay till the end because the biggest chapter has not arrived yet. What your person decides after accepting these feelings will surprise even those closest to them. A door they believed had closed forever is beginning to open again, and the next part reveals the decision that could reshape everything they thought they knew. Just when your person believed the emotional storm had settled, something happened that neither they nor anyone around them could explain. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The moment you are about to hear became the turning point of this entire story. It was not loud. It was not dramatic. Yet it carried the power to change everything. Your person woke up with an unusual feeling they could not describe. It was as if their heart already knew that this day would not be like any other. They tried to continue with their normal routine, but every small distraction somehow led back to the same thought. Every path pointed toward you. The strange part was not that they were thinking about you again. The strange part was how impossible it had become to stop. Every memory arrived with incredible clarity. They remembered words they thought they had forgotten forever. They remembered moments that once seemed ordinary but now felt priceless. Even the smallest details returned as though they had happened only yesterday. Your laughter. Your kindness. Your patience. Every memory carried a message they had completely missed before. Don't skip, because the biggest realization is only beginning. As the day continued, your person found themselves standing in complete silence, asking a question they had avoided for so long. Why does every road inside my heart still lead back to the same person? There was no answer at first. Only silence. But sometimes silence speaks louder than words. The more they listened to that silence, the more one truth became impossible to deny. They had never truly let you go. They had only convinced themselves they had. Then another unexpected moment arrived. Someone completely unrelated to the earlier conversation casually asked, "Have you ever lost someone who still feels close even after so much time?" Those words froze your person for a second. It felt as if life itself had asked the exact question hiding inside their heart. They did not answer immediately. Instead, they smiled quietly, because for the first time they understood that their emotions were real, not imagined. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. That evening became unforgettable. Your person looked through old memories, not to live in the past, but to understand why your name continued bringing peace instead of pain. They realized something extraordinary. Every time they remembered you, their heart became calmer instead of heavier. That discovery changed everything. Instead of fighting the feeling, they allowed themselves to experience it completely. Right at that moment another thought entered their mind. What if this connection still has another chapter waiting? That question refused to disappear. It stayed with them through every passing minute. Suddenly the future looked different. Possibilities they had ignored began appearing again. Hope quietly replaced uncertainty. If this message is speaking to your heart, pause for just 1 second and write your angel number in the comments. You never know whose faith may become stronger after seeing your message. Then stay with this story, because what comes next is even more powerful. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Before going to sleep, your person made one silent promise to themselves. They promised they would stop hiding from the truth. They would stop pretending your name meant nothing. They would stop running from emotions that had remained unchanged despite everything that had happened. That promise became the beginning of a completely new journey. As the night grew quieter, they imagined what they would say if they ever had the chance to speak honestly. No rehearsed words. No perfect speech. Just honesty. Pure, simple honesty. And the surprising part was this: every version of that conversation began with gratitude. Gratitude for the memories. Gratitude for the lessons. Gratitude for the way your presence had quietly shaped their life in ways they never appreciated until now. There is one final detail you cannot miss. While your person believed they were the only one experiencing these emotions, unseen pieces were already moving into place. Conversations were beginning. Circumstances were changing. Small events that seemed unrelated were quietly connecting together. None of it looked important at first, yet every piece was leading toward the same destination. The story that started with hidden tears and one unexpected mention of your name was becoming something much greater than anyone imagined. Don't leave now. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. In the next part, your person makes a decision they never thought they would have the courage to make, and that single decision sends this story in a direction that nobody could have predicted. What happened next was the one moment your person never expected to experience. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Everything had been changing quietly inside their heart, but now the change was impossible to ignore. They were no longer asking whether their feelings were real. They were asking themselves why they had waited so long to accept them. The silence that once protected them had become too heavy to carry. Every day they delayed felt like another opportunity slipping away, and for the first time they understood that some moments in life cannot be replaced once they pass. That realization followed them everywhere. During ordinary conversations, your name continued appearing in unexpected ways. A familiar expression reminded them of you. A simple act of kindness reminded them of you. Even hearing someone laugh in a certain way brought back another unforgettable memory. They stopped calling these moments coincidences. Instead, they began seeing them as gentle reminders that some connections continue speaking long after words have ended. Don't skip, because the next part of this story changes everything. One evening your person finally admitted something to someone they deeply trusted. They quietly said, "No matter how much time passes, one name still changes the way I feel." The room became completely silent. The person listening did not interrupt. They simply smiled and replied, "Maybe your heart has been trying to tell you the truth for a long time." Those few words felt like a door opening. Suddenly everything became clearer than ever before. Your person returned home with a completely different perspective. They no longer wanted to hide from their own emotions. They no longer wanted fear to make decisions for them. They realized that honesty brings peace, while pretending only creates distance. That night they looked toward the future instead of looking back with regret. Hope slowly became stronger than doubt. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There was one memory that refused to leave their mind. It was not a grand event. It was a simple moment when you made them feel understood without asking for anything in return. They had overlooked it before, but now they realized how rare that feeling truly was. Some people enter our lives for a season, but others leave a mark that quietly stays with us through every chapter. Your person finally understood the difference. If this message is encouraging your heart, take a brief moment and write your angel number in the comments below. Someone scrolling today may find hope because of the number you share. Then continue listening, because the most powerful moment is still ahead. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the days continued, your person noticed something remarkable. They were becoming more peaceful, not because every answer had arrived, but because they had finally stopped fighting the truth. Instead of asking, "Why do I still remember?" they started asking, "What should I do with these feelings now?" That question marked the beginning of a brand new chapter. They imagined meeting you again someday. Not with fear. Not with hesitation. Simply with honesty. They imagined expressing appreciation for every lesson, every memory, and every quiet moment that had shaped them into the person they were becoming. Even thinking about that possibility filled their heart with unexpected calm. There is one final revelation before this chapter closes. While your person believed they were slowly finding clarity on their own, unseen circumstances were already moving around them. Conversations you knew nothing about were beginning. Opportunities neither of you expected were quietly forming. Tiny events that seemed completely unrelated were connecting like pieces of a much larger picture. None of them appeared extraordinary by themselves, yet together they pointed toward a future that neither of you could have predicted. Don't leave now. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next chapter reveals the decision your person finally makes after accepting everything their heart has been trying to say from the very beginning, and that single decision becomes the moment this entire story reaches its most unforgettable turning point. Everything became unmistakably clear the moment your person stopped running from their own heart. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The story that began with hidden tears had now reached the point where silence could no longer hide the truth. Your name was no longer just a memory inside their mind. It had become the answer to every question they had been asking themselves. They finally realized that every attempt to move forward without understanding their feelings had only brought them back to the same place. Back to you. For a long time, they believed that keeping everything inside would make life easier. Instead, it only made every quiet moment louder. Every sunrise reminded them that another day had passed without honesty. Every sunset reminded them that time never waits for anyone. Then they asked themselves one life-changing question. If I keep hiding forever, what story will I be left with? That question echoed through their heart until they could no longer ignore it. Don't skip, because what happened next changed the direction of everything. Your person decided they would stop listening to fear. They would stop allowing uncertainty to make every decision. Instead of wondering what could go wrong, they started wondering what beautiful possibilities might still exist if they chose honesty over hesitation. That simple change in thinking transformed everything inside them. Their heart no longer felt trapped. It felt ready. As they reflected on every chapter of the past, one realization became brighter than all the others. They remembered how safe they felt whenever your presence was near. They remembered conversations that seemed ordinary at the time but now carried extraordinary meaning. They remembered moments when you encouraged them without expecting anything in return. Those memories no longer felt distant. They felt alive. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. That same evening, something unexpected happened once again. Someone looked directly at your person and asked a question they had never been asked before. If you had one chance to tell the truth without fear, what would you say? The room became silent. Your person did not answer immediately. They closed their eyes for a brief moment, and the very first thought that entered their heart was your name. At that instant, they understood something unforgettable. Some truths wait patiently until the heart becomes brave enough to speak them. If these words have reached you at exactly the right moment, write your angel number in the comments. Someone reading it today may feel encouraged to keep believing that meaningful chapters are still unfolding. Then keep listening, because the biggest turning point is closer than ever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. That night, instead of replaying old regrets, your person imagined a completely different future. They imagined conversations built on honesty instead of silence. They imagined choosing courage instead of fear. Most importantly, they imagined no longer wondering, what if, because they finally understood that unanswered questions often remain heavier than difficult answers. As hope quietly replaced doubt, another remarkable realization appeared. The mention of your name had not simply changed one emotional moment. It had awakened a version of your person that had been asleep for a very long time. They felt lighter. More genuine. More willing to believe that meaningful connections deserve honesty instead of distance. They finally recognized that the tears they once tried to hide were never signs of weakness. They were signs that their hearts still cared more deeply than they had admitted. There is one final detail you cannot miss. While your person believed they were only changing on the inside, the world around them was quietly changing as well. Small opportunities were beginning to appear. Unexpected conversations were drawing closer. Tiny moments that seemed completely ordinary were preparing the way for something neither of you could yet see. Every piece was moving into place one step at a time. Don't leave now. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next chapter reveals the moment your person finally decides to act instead of simply remembering, and the choice they make becomes the greatest surprise of this entire journey. Right when your person thought they had finally understood their heart, one unexpected moment changed everything again. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What happened next was not something they planned. It was not something anyone around them expected. Yet it became the moment they would remember for a very long time. They had reached the point where pretending no longer felt possible. Every emotion they had hidden was now asking to be heard, and every answer pointed in the same direction. For days, your name had echoed through their thoughts without stopping. They tried keeping busy. They tried focusing on everything else. But no matter where they went or what they did, one quiet feeling continued following them. It was not forcing them. It was inviting them to finally become honest with themselves. They slowly realized that some people never truly leave your heart because their place was never temporary. Don't skip, because the next few moments reveal why everything changed after your name was spoken. One afternoon, while looking through ordinary things from the past, your person found something that instantly brought back a forgotten memory. It was so small that anyone else would have ignored it. But to them, it felt like a missing piece of their story had suddenly returned. They stood there in complete silence, smiling without realizing it. For the first time, the memories no longer felt painful. They felt meaningful. Then another surprising event unfolded. The same person who had mentioned your name before noticed the incredible change. They quietly asked, "You seem different. What happened?" Your person paused before answering. They took a deep breath and finally said, "I stopped pretending that my heart had forgotten." Those simple words carried more truth than anything they had spoken in a long time. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. After saying those words aloud, something inside your person became lighter. It was as if a heavy door had finally opened. Fear began losing its power. Regret became smaller. Hope became stronger. They understood that honesty has a quiet strength that silence can never replace. That evening, they sat alone and imagined what life might look like if they chose courage instead of hesitation. For the first time, they did not imagine everything that could go wrong. Instead, they imagined everything that could finally go right. They pictured conversations filled with understanding. They pictured smiles replacing uncertainty. Most of all, they imagined no longer carrying unanswered questions inside their heart. If these words are speaking to you today, pause for a moment and share your angel number in the comments. Your message may become the encouragement that someone else has been waiting to see. Then stay with this story because the greatest revelation has still not arrived. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As another day passed, your person noticed something remarkable. Every time they thought about the future, your name appeared naturally. Not because they were forcing it, but because their heart had finally stopped resisting what it already knew. They smiled at the realization that true connections do not disappear simply because time passes. Some bonds quietly grow stronger through reflection, patience, and honesty. Then came the most unexpected realization of all. Your person understood that the tears they once cried in secret were never the end of the story. Those tears became the beginning of clarity. The moment someone mentioned your name did not create new feelings. It revealed feelings that had been quietly waiting beneath the surface all along. That single moment transformed confusion into certainty. One final surprise remained. While your person believed they were preparing for a future they could not yet see, other events were already beginning to align beyond their awareness. Small conversations. Unexpected opportunities. Meaningful moments arriving at exactly the right time. Each one seemed ordinary on its own, yet together they formed a path leading towards something unforgettable. Don't leave now. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next chapter reveals the first real step your person takes after accepting the truth completely, and that decision becomes the moment this story changes forever. Everything you have heard so far was only preparing you for this moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person had finally stopped hiding from their own emotions, but they still had one final obstacle standing in front of them. It was not distance. It was not time. It was the fear of discovering whether the truth they had carried inside for so long could ever be spoken out loud. That fear followed them everywhere, yet something inside them had become stronger than fear itself. The morning began like any other, but your person could not shake the feeling that something important was about to happen. Every ordinary moment felt different. Every conversation felt unusually meaningful. Even the smallest signs seemed to whisper the same message: stop running from what your heart already knows. The more they tried to ignore that feeling, the stronger it became. It felt as though life itself was gently pushing them toward a decision they could no longer delay. Don't skip, because this is where the story reaches another unforgettable turning point. Your person quietly admitted something they had never admitted before. They realized they were no longer waiting for a perfect moment. They were waiting for enough courage. And in that instant, they understood something life-changing. Courage does not appear before the decision. Courage appears because of the decision. That realization transformed everything. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" they started asking, what if this is the opportunity one have been given for a reason? Those words echoed through their heart again and again. Suddenly, every excuse they had held on to began losing its power. Every fear became smaller than the hope growing inside them. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Later that day, another unexpected conversation unfolded. Someone smiled at your person and casually said, "You seem happier today." They paused for a moment before answering. Then they quietly replied, "I finally stopped pretending that my heart was silent." Those words surprised even them. For the first time in a long while, they felt completely honest with themselves. As the evening arrived, they looked back on the moment when someone first mentioned your name. They realized that everything had changed from that single second. Before that conversation, they had been trying to hide their feelings. After hearing your name, they began discovering them instead. What once felt like hidden tears had become quiet confidence. What once felt like confusion had become remarkable clarity. If this message has found you at the right moment, write your angel number in the comments. Your simple message could become a source of encouragement for someone else watching this journey today. Then keep listening, because the greatest chapter is still ahead. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. That night, your person made another quiet promise. They promised themselves they would never again ignore what their heart had revealed. They understood that genuine connections deserve honesty, patience, and courage. They no longer wanted to spend another day wondering what might have happened if they had simply trusted their feelings. Then something extraordinary occurred. As they thought about the future, they no longer imagined uncertainty. They imagined possibility. They imagined a conversation filled with sincerity. They imagined finally expressing everything they had carried inside for so long. Instead of fear, they felt peace. Instead of hesitation, they felt purpose. It was a feeling they had not experienced in a very long time. One final detail makes this chapter even more remarkable. While your person believed they were taking the first steps alone, unseen pieces were still quietly falling into place. Unexpected opportunities continued appearing. Ordinary moments continued connecting in extraordinary ways. Every event seemed to be moving toward one destination, as though this story had been unfolding long before anyone realized it. Don't leave now. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next chapter reveals the moment your person finally chooses action over silence, and what follows becomes the most emotional and unforgettable part of this entire journey. The moment your person had been avoiding finally arrived, and nothing could prepare them for what happened next. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For days, they had been carrying a quiet decision inside their heart, but now that decision was becoming real. They understood that some opportunities never announce themselves twice. Some moments arrive softly, and only those who are willing to listen recognize how important they truly are. This was one of those moments. Your person took a long, quiet breath and looked back at everything that had happened since someone unexpectedly mentioned your name. They remembered the hidden tears. They remembered the silence. They remembered trying to convince themselves that their feelings would disappear. Then they smiled, because they finally realized something extraordinary. Every attempt to forget you had only revealed how unforgettable you truly were. Don't skip, because this is where the story takes its biggest emotional turn yet. Instead of asking whether their heart was right, they finally trusted it. Instead of searching for another explanation, they accepted the simplest one. Your name had never left their heart because it had always belonged there. That truth no longer frightened them. It gave them peace. As the hours passed, your person noticed something remarkable. They were no longer carrying the same sadness that once filled every quiet moment. The tears that had once fallen in secret had been replaced with a quiet confidence. They understood that the mention of your name had not changed their heart. It had revealed the heart they had been hiding from all along. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came another unexpected surprise. During an ordinary conversation, someone smiled and said, "You seem like you've finally found an answer." Those words stayed with your person long after the conversation ended. They realized that without saying much, everyone around them could already sense the difference. Peace has a way of changing not only how someone feels, but how they carry themselves every single day. Later that evening, your person sat quietly, thinking about the future instead of the past. For the first time in a very long while, they stopped imagining obstacles and started imagining possibilities. They pictured a future built on honesty, understanding, and courage. They no longer wanted fear to write the next chapter of their story. They wanted truth to guide every step forward. If this message has reached you at exactly the right time, write your angel number in the comments. Someone reading your comment today may receive the encouragement they have been searching for. Then stay with this story, because the greatest revelation has not happened yet. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the night became quieter, your person made one final discovery. They realized that every unexpected event over the past few days had quietly led to this exact moment. The hidden tears. The unexpected conversation. The mention of your name. The memories that returned. None of it was random. Every piece had been leading them toward the same truth. Their heart was no longer confused. It was finally certain. Then something happened that they never expected. Without searching for it, another gentle reminder of you appeared at the perfect time. It was small enough that most people would never notice, yet to your person it felt deeply meaningful. They smiled without hesitation because they understood that hope often arrives through the simplest moments. They no longer saw these moments as coincidences. They saw them as quiet confirmations that meaningful connections leave lasting footprints. There is one final piece you need to hear before this chapter ends. Your person finally understood that they could not change the past, but they could choose the future. That realization became the greatest victory of all. Instead of allowing regret to grow, they decided to let hope grow stronger. Instead of wondering forever, they chose to believe that honest hearts always find the courage to move forward. Don't leave now. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The final chapter reveals the decision your person makes after embracing the truth completely, and the ending of this journey becomes the most powerful and unforgettable moment of them all. The ending of this story is not what anyone expected, and if you have stayed until this moment, you are about to hear the reason everything changed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The hidden tears, the unexpected conversation, and the moment someone spoke your name were never separate events. They were all leading to one final realization that your person could no longer ignore. The truth they had tried to hide from everyone had become stronger than every fear they had carried. Your person woke up with a peace they had not felt in a very long time. For the first time, they stopped asking whether they should trust their heart. Instead, they asked themselves why they had waited so long to believe it. Every memory now carried a different meaning. Every moment connected to you suddenly made sense. They realized that while they had been trying to move away emotionally, their heart had quietly been moving closer to the truth every single day. Don't skip, because the next few moments complete this entire journey. Your person remembered the exact second someone unexpectedly mentioned your name. They realized that was the moment everything inside them shifted forever. Before hearing your name, they were hiding tears. After hearing your name, they started discovering hope. Before that moment, they believed silence would protect them. After that moment, they understood that honesty brings a peace silence never could. Then came the most surprising discovery of all. Your person understood that they had been waiting for a perfect sign, while the sign had already arrived. It was not written in the sky. It was not announced to the world. It arrived through one simple moment that changed everything. Hearing your name reminded them that some people never truly leave your heart because they were always meant to leave a lasting impact. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As they reflected on everything that had happened, they quietly smiled. The tears that once represented uncertainty had become reminders of how deeply they had cared all along. They no longer felt ashamed of those emotions. Instead, they became grateful for them. Those emotions had guided them toward honesty, and honesty had guided them toward peace. If this message has stayed with you until now, write your angel number in the comments. Many people watching today are looking for hope, and your simple comment may encourage someone to keep believing that brighter chapters are still ahead. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person made one final promise. They promised themselves they would never again ignore what their heart already knew. They would stop allowing fear to write their story. They would stop pretending that meaningful memories could simply disappear. Instead, they chose courage. They chose truth. They chose hope. That decision became the greatest victory of this entire journey. The remarkable part is that nothing extraordinary happened on the outside at first. The extraordinary change happened within. Sometimes the greatest transformation begins quietly. A heart becomes lighter. A smile becomes genuine. A future begins to feel possible again. Those changes cannot always be seen immediately, but they have the power to reshape everything that follows. Before this story ends, remember the title that brought you here. Your person was crying in secret, then someone mentioned your name, and everything changed. That was not because your name created new feelings. It was because your name revealed feelings that had been patiently waiting beneath the surface all along. One unexpected moment became the beginning of a completely different chapter. As this journey comes to a close, carry this thought with you. Some stories are not remembered because they are loud. They are remembered because they quietly change a heart forever. And sometimes, all it takes is one name, one conversation, and one honest moment for everything to begin changing in a way nobody could have imagined. Thank you for staying until the very end of this journey. Your time here mattered. Your presence mattered. And perhaps the greatest message hidden inside this story is that hope often arrives when it is least expected, quietly transforming ordinary moments into unforgettable ones.